Good health and financial freedom are the two areas which impacts our happiness significantly. And in today's video, I would be emphasizing on factors that can help us to be financially free through sharing my 3 takeaways from one of the top personal finance book, The Psychology of Money, written by Morgan Housel, where the author has emphasized that being financially free has a little to do with how smart or financially intelligent we are, but a lot to do with how we behave with money. With this background, let me share my 3 takeaways from this book. The first and the impactful takeaway is to give larger importance to saving than earning. Building wealth and having financial freedom has little to do with our income or investment returns, but a lot to do with our consistent saving and investment behavior based on the money that we get. We always crib when we don't get decent increment or good returns, but let me tell you that our financial health is safe if we evaluate our incremental savings and the investment percentage year on year than being bothered about the percentage of increment we receive through our salaries or the incomes year on year. There are many high return providing products, but if you haven't started regular saving, my suggestion would be to start with little money in at least a term deposit, which is the most secured form of investment. We all have the tendency to try saving after we complete all our regular expenses and luxuries, and that's why we end up having nothing and go negative in our savings. But if we change our pattern to savings first and then spend on expenses and enjoy luxuries with balanced amount, we will gradually build wealth for achieving our respective financial goals and would be free from financial stress. And to add to it on a personal front, if we can go one step ahead of giving the tithe or the charity to the needy first before even saving, then that would be the ideal human practice. The percentage of saving and expenses can be varied to different people, but important is to have the right mindset. The second takeaway I have received from this book is about planning for our emergency expenses. If we have got into the habit of savings, the next thing that we need to do is to plan for specific goals like kids' education, retirement, etc. But the foremost goal that we need to plan is to have savings for emergency or the unplanned expenses. I think the best example to refer this scenario is when most of our dear ones encountered financial burden during COVID, which was purely an unplanned incident. Many of us didn't think in the wildest dream of this exigency and thus led to a huge financial debts. We human beings always prefer to live an optimistic life, thinking that we would be alive next minute. But COVID has taught us not to be so optimistic about our life and plan for emergency expenses also. The third takeaway I have received from this book is to avoid being flashy to show others. This is my topmost takeaway which I have received, and I'm taking extra precaution. Spending money to show people how much money we have is the fastest way to get into the poor category. We need to spend as per our needs and invest as per our goals, and not as per what we perceive others would prefer we should have. True wealth is not about being flashy, but to have financial freedom. If we get carried away showing off lifestyle to others, then we are sure to get into the biggest financial trap, and I urge you all to be extra cautious on every penny spent, that it is not to show off to others. To quickly summarize all the 3 takeaways, give importance to saving than earning. Plan always for emergency expenses. Avoid being flashy to show others. Please read this book to gather a lot more insights on financial freedom. Have a blessed and financial free life.